Hi, I'm Davina with forkandplate.com, and today we're going to give you some basic tips on how to make a cheese tray. Okay, so you need to know that there are no wrongs when you're making a cheese tray, so don't be intimidated. It's fairly simple. A good rule of thumb, though, you do want to pick how many people that you are going to serve, because 1 to 2 ounces per cheese per person is how you're going to determine how much cheese you're going to buy. You also want to decide your budget, so that will also help you decide what types of cheeses you're going to buy that are within your price range. And another great thing, you can pick your theme, and I like to pick, I like to change it up. Sometimes I'll pick different milks. I'll do a cow's milk, a sheep's milk, and a goat's milk cheese. Or you can even do it by region. Let's say you want all US cheeses, or you want cheeses all from France, or whatever. So you can always pick your different themes, and that'll help you have a more cohesive cheese plate, and you can also, get creative with it and do whatever you want. Another good rule that you want to follow is just make sure you have different textures with your cheeses so that it keeps your cheese tray interesting. You don't want to have all soft cheeses or all hard cheeses. So when you go, you can talk to your local cheesemonger or whatever. You can even test them out yourself. And just, grab a soft cheese, a hard cheese, a firm cheese, and that'll just keep everything very interesting. Okay, so for my cheese platter, I went with 4 different cheeses. I'm serving about 6 people, and my budget was around $25, so I managed to stay within my budget. I went with different textures, and here are my textures. I have a hard cheese, which is a Piave, and then I have a soft cheese, which is a Twig Farm soft wheel, and then here I went with a Manchester, which is like a firm cheese, and then I also went with a blue cheese, and I love to put blue cheese on my trays because it looks really beautiful, and I also love blue cheese. Okay, also, when you're picking some items to go along with your cheeses, you want to remember that you want to keep your crackers and your breads and everything very plain because you want your cheeses to be the star of the show. I also like to put out a good amount of bread and crackers and breadsticks and stuff because you want your guests to fill up more on the less expensive stuff rather than eat all the cheese and don't eat anything else. You can also put fruits, you can put nuts, you can put dried fruits, you can put herbs, you can put all kinds of things on your cheese plate. It just depends on when you are serving your cheese. If you're doing a before dinner cheese tray, then I would go maybe more savory items, and if you're doing something after, then maybe I would go fruits and sweeter items to finish off the meal. Okay, so when you're arranging your cheese tray, what I like to do, a couple tips, you want to keep your cheeses, you don't want to overcrowd your platter, so you want to keep your cheeses far apart. And the reason for this is so that when your guests are cutting, they're not sticking their knuckles in other cheeses and it just becomes a big mess. You also want to try to use a different knife for each cheese so that you're not mixing all of your cheeses together and it's easier for your guests. Another good tip is you want to put out your crackers and your bread like last minute because you don't want any of this to get stale, so you don't want it to be sitting out. However, your cheeses, you should take those out of the refrigerator about an hour before you're going to serve them. So this actually gives you time before your guests arrive. You can prep your cheese platter and you can just put it out because they should be served room temperature. And one thing that I just like to do, it's not really a rule or anything, I always like to put breadsticks out because it adds height to my tray. It looks beautiful and people can walk by and just grab a breadstick and snack on it and fill up on that rather than all your expensive cheeses. So good luck, and I know this was a really cheesy video, but enjoy. Hi guys. No, I hate that. I always say guys. Say when. When? Oh. Can I go? Oh, it's so weird when you just keep recording and I don't know if I'm supposed to go.